Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Dylan. AEW Dynamite March the 1st, 2023 predictions. 4 or 5 days away from the pay-per-view. It's on Sunday. Tonight's card looks like... it's a lot of matches, but is it going to be good? That's the question.
I don't know, Jamie. Rio's on the show.
Rio's on the show. We got a ladder match. We got a Battle Royale. We're going to hear from people. A lot of stuff
got Peter
happening.
Avalon, man.
I got Peter Avalon. Oh, my days.
Jesus, Toni, my man. You just know what we want.
And Jericho's been firing back at a criticism. Enjoy about that. Comparing his storylines to like classic films like Titanic and stuff, saying like, "Oh, my stories have a beginning, middle, and end. People are just impatient." And it's like, what story? Ricky Starks beats you, and now he has to go through all this to fight you again. That's not a story.
Can I just go on to this for a minute because it's so fucking stupid. All stories, by definition, have a beginning, middle, and end.
Mm-hmm.
If it's shit, it's shit. And if people are becoming impatient from watching it, clearly it's not engaging enough to keep their interest so that they don't feel bored, so that they will continue to watch it. Are you a fucking moron? You are Chris Jericho. You had some of the best matches, of the best storytelling in wrestling history. And Jamie, that's so stupid.
I know, literally. The guy just opens his mouth all the time, and it's just always like this. It's one of those examples where it was better with like a team, or maybe just like one or two people. Like in AEW, if you're just allowed to do whatever you want, this is what happens.
I think it's the glue.
Could be the glue. Could be.
I think he's just in backstage taking glue while Tony's doing
snowman stuff.
Yeah, making a snowman. Do you want to build a snowman?
Yeah, should we start with this match card then? I'm going to start off with this. I don't know what the main event is tonight, but we're going to hear from MJF and Bryan Danielson ahead of the Iron Man match, which, oh my god, I am not looking forward to 60 minutes, but And like we're completing it because on the match card, these two are like really small inside the corner, and this is your like main event for the pay-per-view, and it's like barely inside the corner visible. It's like, what?
Yeah, but they've done this for like all their champs now, hasn't they? I feel like
mainly MJF. It feels like.
Yeah, but I've not done this quite frequently. Maybe like I think Chris Jericho, Moxley got the better treatment, but I don't think Kenny got. I think Kenny didn't get any. Like he was off to the side because Kenny's stuff was boring anyway. Hangman as well, same issue. I think Punk didn't get it because Punk the million view draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
that makes sense.
Both Punk's title reigns, he had it for the first one was 3 days, wasn't it? And the second one was like what, a few hours or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean like in promotional stuff because he was champion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He didn't have time to promote him, did they? Because he barely had the title.
I guess, yeah. And then MJF, they just seem to be. I have to look back at a lot of their promotional stuff because I don't know whether it's because we notice it because MJF and the product's really bad, so we're starting to notice just all the bad stuff, like other bad stuff that we never really focused on because it's like the show's so good, but now it's like the show's so bad. Can we find anything good?
The over here, the only good part about it. That's why it stands out more. It's like that's the bit we're looking forward to, and it's barely advertised. It's like okay.
Yeah, it's like okay, all right. Like what? Why? Like Tony, why is this the standpoint that you take when it comes to this?
But I don't get like what is this going to be like both of them inside the ring, or are we just going to hear like backs? Because they did this last week, which we'll talk about in a bit, didn't they? The back and forth on the mic or whatever. So I don't know what else they can do tonight. Really, can't like what else?
I don't know. I guess it's got to be the same thing again, but like more of it in terms of like because it to go on for last week when it comes to that segment. I don't think it was necessarily MJF's strongest stuff.
No, it wasn't.
Because I felt like he was going in a different direction. Maybe the whole girlfriend thing is real. I'm not sure. I don't know if you.
Apparently it is real, but even then, it's like you're supposed to be the heel. Why are you trying to
I don't know.
We'll talk about it later. Talk about it in a bit.
Because it felt like out left field. You know what I mean? But I guess he's trying to. I guess for him, he's like trying to find like what is my motivation to go after Daniel Bryan or to allow Daniel Bryan to come after me to continue this. Like he's trying to add that motivation.
Well, it's been a final build for the pay-per-view, but In terms, like I said, I don't know what else they can do for this match. Really, I
I'm
mean,
not excited for this pay per view at all.
no,
I
I'm not
do not
either.
care. There is
No,
not a single thing. Like not even the fucking tag team thing. And I like the Acclaim and the Guns, but they've soured me so much on just the title alone that I don't really want to watch because like the changeover titles was so unnecessary.
true. Well, speaking of the titles, next match we got the Battle Royale. Most of the losers from last week are going at it again. Whoever wins is in the pay per view. And looking at these teams again, what we got: Top Flight, United Empire, 2.0, Best Friends, Silver and Reynolds. I don't even know fuck them two are. Butcher and the Blade, Lucha Brothers, Claudio and Yuta, and Roosh and Preston
Claudio and
Vance.
Useless.
Yeah. I've seen online people saying FTR might return tonight, and if they do, they should win, really, shouldn't they? But I don't know if that's
Yeah,
going
but
to
like,
happen
there's
or
no
not.
like quote unquote like surprise
Joker,
entrance.
yeah, or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's nothing, is there? But it can always do an
unless
angle where someone gets attacked, or just wrestling in it. You can always,
I don't know, but who are you gonna do that with? Like fucking 2.0, the Aussie.
any of these teams, really, you could have just them two aside. Is it Mike? Is it Maria's husband? I think I don't know. The guy with the white glove. I don't know who the fuck that is, but yeah.
Oh right, yeah, them two. Aren't those thingies boys? What's his name? That smart Mark Merlin.
No, there's someone else. That's Tony Nese and someone Josh Woods or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, those are the two in the middle, fucking in between, fucking Jericho and Tip McGee Avalon.
Oh, I'm
You,
looking. I've got something else up. I'm looking at
I
something
don't know
else.
what you're. Let me have a look at. Right, okay, now I see what you're going. Yeah, all right. Yeah, the ones with the glove and that. Yeah, that's
No,
isn't that.
that's not them. No, there's someone else.
Who the fuck are those two? Why
I
they
don't
suddenly
know.
in it?
I don't know.
They didn't lose last week. I don't remember them from last week.
No. But
Am
literally,
I
I
taking
don't think
crazy?
it doesn't matter who wins, really, does it? Because they're not going to win the titles anyway. So
No, it doesn't, because it's a stupid fucking idea. Right?
yeah,
This idea would have been a good concept. It was like, okay, one member from each team is competing was
yeah, like we
competing
said
last
last
week,
week. Yeah,
and then the other contenders competing this week. That way, you're able to build some heat in terms of like if you just got to build a match between two tag teams that have been going for a while. You know what I mean? Like you want to rebuild the fucking Chuck Taylor and Trent feud or whatever they were trying to do ages ago, which I don't think they should ever try and do again. But the Best
true.
Friends are a great mid-tier tag team. They have a good gimmick. They have a good thing going. They get the kids involved. It's a funny moment that everyone can laugh at. You know what I mean? It's and the strong wrestlers.
Yeah, that's their place in it, really. I don't see him becoming anything more than that. So
There's
that's
nothing
just
wrong with that. Like
no, there's nothing right. Exactly, it's wrestling. Not everyone can
they're
be the main event.
they are very popular, and I enjoy them.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a place for him. Yeah.
I don't think I would enjoy them if they tried to be main eventers because I don't think it's their style. But
No,
they'd have to change, and then that's me trying to have to find another way to like if they change, then am I gonna still like them if they change?
But going back to this match, looking at these teams, realistically, I just want Lucha Brothers or Silver and Reynolds, I guess. The rest of them, I don't. I'm not really bothered about, really. But it don't really matter anyway, does it? It's just getting them on the pay per view, innit? That's the only thing.
I
They're
don't
not
know.
going to win.
It's a top flight if you want to try and like elevate them by getting them close to winning the match. You know what I mean? You want to
I
put them in.
guess.
You want to start push them into that circle of being contenders for the title. I think now's your time. You know what I mean? It's similar like when the
As long
Acclaim
as it's not Claudio and Useless, then I guess I'm alright. I don't want them to win in this match, and
I
being
don't
sad.
know, like Butcher and Blade, I don't want to see win because I just don't care about them. They've also been spoiled.
Yeah, really. They came in good, had a good gimmick, and they've just,
like I'd say what you said, but like I'd also add Best Friends and Top Flight into that. I like Best Friends, and I think Top Flight.
Wait, who won last week?
Oh, fucking Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, you're right. I agree that maybe Top Flight or something. You need like some high flyers in there, I guess, don't you? Or Lucha Brothers, they would fit that as well.
Yeah, but like I don't see Lucha Brothers necessarily winning them again. Maybe.
No, they're not gonna win. No, it's either the Guns or the Acclaimed who are gonna win, isn't it? Really.
True, but then then it just comes about like then you're just playing hot potato with this title, which in all fairness, because of the Acclaim, have been really hot.
Yeah, the Acclaimed don't need the titles, do they? So I understand making the change.
No, but the titles need the Acclaimed. That's the
true,
problem.
Yeah, they are making the titles better by holding them.
You know what I mean? Like I'm watching to see what happens with this tag team because I really enjoy them.
Yeah.
But like because of what happened, I'm soured on it. Like if FTR somehow come in, make a play, and I could see that being a thing. I could see something happening where Tony going, "Oh, it's not what is it? What is it? Like a 12-man? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8-man tag." It was like it was not an 8-man tag. It's a 10-man tag, and suddenly like FTR are thrown in there out of nowhere. Like I can see Tony can't do that last minute.
True, on the pay-per-view, yeah. But moving on.
And then I'm like, at that moment, you might as well throw 2 other people, make it 12, make it fucking a good even.
Just put the whole roster of tag teams out there at this point. Fuck it.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Next match, let's just get this over with quick. We got Jericho.
I know. I've got one last. I thought, you know, maybe the Guns win, and then like some reason somehow the FTR I've challenged them and they have the match then and there. The Guns lose to FTR.
Yeah, because they did have that story going on, didn't they? With the Guns.
You know what I mean? Like they win, they beat the Acclaimed, beat everyone, then FTR come in, they beat them, and it becomes this feud. You could turn FTR heel in a sense, but
I was gonna say that's sort of a heel move, isn't it? If they beat him after a match, that's sort of
Yeah, well, it becomes a matter of like, is it because the crowd? I think the crowd will be so behind seeing the Acclaimed, not the Acclaimed, FTR beat the Guns. That it's a matter of like, because the crowd are behind FTR. Funny enough, for like a bunch of Blue Eaters that absolutely love the Elite and the Young Bucks, they also really love FTR.
They were. I'll be surprised if they still do, because all the online people
True,
now,
I guess.
Like, Dax doesn't shut up with his podcast. He's always saying shit, blah blah blah. It's like that's
he's always talking on his podcast. They just want
talking on a podcast. Imagine
you
that.
Talk
oh my
too
god.
Much. Dax, you never should.
It's a podcast about his career, and he's talking about his career. Like,
but where was this shit about his daughter though? I was the only one making these points.
But yeah, let's move on quickly because I just want to get this out of the way. Jericho versus Peter Avalon. Do not give a fuck. Exactly. Jericho's winning. Next match. Orange Cassidy versus Big Bill. Again, I'm not really asked about this either. Orange Cassidy's going to win.
And my only complaint still is, why do you change your name to Big fucking Bill when you came in as fucking, what was it, Morris?
Bill Morris, yeah.
Like, why change it all of a sudden? That's such a Vince McMahon thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's and it's Tony. Tony's written all over. I don't think Big Will would have. Oh, I hate that it's called
Big Will.
Big Will. I don't see him like be one to change his name necessarily.
True. And it's just dumbed it down. It's just Big Bill because he's big and his name's Bill. So okay.
I would have loved it if they stuck with Cass. Big Cass. I mean that was.
Well, maybe that's copyrighted though. I don't know. You never know with WWE.
True. So I think I read somewhere that he didn't want to use that because he wants to like go away from that as much as possible.
Yeah, which I understand. But right now, literally, he was much better back in WWE. Like, what is he doing? He's just there.
Yeah, was he much better because he had Enzo behind him?
Yeah.
Because I do think he's a strong competitor. I just think he's a better mic person.
Yeah, that's why.
Like Enzo, but like maybe not Enzo, because Enzo will want to start wrestling and be like, "That's not your strong suit, son."
That's why they complemented each other, because Bill's alright for his size and Enzo was the tall.
I don't know if they're still friends though.
I think they are. I think they're still friends. Or they were. I don't know if they fell out, but
maybe it's a matter of like they just don't keep in touch. Because
I think most people don't like Enzo. That's why they're not bringing him in. The locker room wouldn't like him. That's why.
I think he'd get on with CM Punk then. I think he'd bring him. if Punk had the option to go bring him in,
bring him in. Why not?
I don't think he's that bad a guy. I just think he's a bit too. He's like that guy who'd be jumpy in the locker room, wouldn't he?
Too energetic.
After you come out of a match, you're like, man, I just want peace and quiet. And you're like, absolutely buzzing off nothing. It'd be annoying.
Let's get this match over away as well. We got Toni Storm versus Riho. Tony's gonna win. They're gonna do that spray paint shit. Ruby Soho's gonna come out and do the title thing with Jamie Hayter, and it's like, which side are you on? It's like, this is so stupid.
I want the title, bitch. Shut up. How stupid! Like, I really hope like they're gonna do a backstage interview. You know they are, right? Yeah. It's gonna be that. Ruby Soho just says, "Shut up, bitch. I want the title." Every woman for themselves. And at that moment, I'd be like, can we just not have Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho? Like, can we not have that? Can we just can we just have Saraya like
Yeah,
not be a
true.
part of this?
I don't know why she has to be in there, and you know they're gonna protect her. She's barely
And
gonna,
they're not even like spray painting, like they're not even doing like an L on things. You know what I mean? Like loser, like they're just spray painting like green. Like they're not even actually doing the L. It's like.
And not just that, apparently it makes Toni Storm's ass finisher even stronger when she spray paints it and then she does it. Oh, it's extra strength on that. Fucking hell.
I hate it when Rikishi did it. I hate when I just hate that whole ass move. I hate it more from
Well, at
women
least
because
when Rikishi did it, it was just more of an embarrassing thing, wasn't it? It was like, oh,
yeah,
smelly
with
ass,
women,
but with her,
with
it's
women,
like...
I'm very uncomfortable about it because I'm like, that feels very exploited. Like someone backstage has told you to do that. Yeah, just ram your ass into her face. You know what I mean? They do that. You know what I mean? Like I feel very sort of like unclean. Like she didn't really want to do that.
But yeah, moving on. Next match, we got Hook versus Matt Hardy. I do not give a fuck about this match. Hook's winning. There we go. We're done.
Are you soured on Hook finally?
Hook and Matt Hardy are both. At least Hook's got potential if they push him right. But Matt Hardy at this point, who wants to see Matt Hardy wrestle in 2023? Because I don't. We can barely walk.
Well, because I don't want to talk about Jeff Hardy anymore. I'm just going to continue talking about Hook. Like, why is Hook not like? I get you don't want to put him with his dad. You don't want to have that situation. Rey Mysterio and Dominic, which actually done one of the best things to happen for Dominic Rhea.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you be wanting to have Taz do a lot more with his son on stage?
Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe they want to be like, separate.
I know, but like Taz isn't blind. He's got to be seeing like his backstage work. He's like I know he's still young. He's still new to the game, and maybe he is helping him backstage, but it doesn't seem like he's helping him nearly as much as he should because it's not strong. Because like he'll grab and go, "You want a match? You'll have it," and then like walks away like, well, that was intimidating, but then you just walked away. You know what I mean? Like
looking at it like he's getting experience, isn't he, on TV? Like, say he was in WWE.
I'm fucking dark.
Yeah, but that's not the same, though, is it? It's not the same experience.
He's getting in-ring experience. He's getting.
I mean, TV experience, like in terms of camera shots and working for the ad breaks.
Ideally, with this fucking director, you fucking good luck.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a cinematographer. I'm not saying I'm very good with a camera. I know the setup is shot. Okay, I know what shot set up. I know how to focus on the action, and I know when Moxie's bladed, that I don't zoom in on it. Going, there's the blade. Can you see it? Because as much as you give Moxley shit for like blading right in front of people, like yeah, he's in the ring. People are going to see it. Maybe he's not very like hidden from it. But when it's someone just blatantly on camera showing it, you're like,
yeah, just zooming right in.
Like, I know Tony's not like called something that way, but why did you cut the blade? Like, gotta have some sort of kayfabe. Fuck's sake.
Because he's doing too much. He's got too much on his plate. He's backstage booking. I doubt he's overseeing the fucking, camera cuts and all that shit in the production truck. Like, that's what we say every week, man. The guy's doing too much. I wouldn't be shocked
if he wasn't doing that, but he was doing a piss poor job because he likes to have his plate full.
Yeah. And we got the main event as well, the ladder match, which should have been on a pay-per-view, but it's tonight.
He has to watch the rematch. He has to watch it at some point, doesn't he? Like while he's
probably when he's on a flight to somewhere else.
No, but when he's actually watching it when the show's going on, isn't it? He's backstage literally watching.
Yeah, but he's not watching. He's not got his eyes glued to the monitor. People are probably talking to him, or he's got to
I'm guessing, but at some point he's got to start noticing. Well, why the fuck is he zooming in on that? Like he's clearly just give away that he's doing something because it happens a lot.
It's probably inexperience. Maybe he just doesn't notice, or he's just like, oh, it helps it. It's more raw. We get to see what's happening.
How does he not notice he's a wrestling fan?
Yeah,
he's meant to be watching wrestling since again. He would notice this shit. I noticed this shit. I haven't watched it nearly as long as he has, or as consistently as he has.
Yeah, but we have an interest in filmmaking, don't we? Some people don't. They might not pick up on it. You know what I mean? It's like
I guess you might have a point there, but like, would you say Jim Cornette necessarily has an interest in filmmaking?
Yeah. He's a big horror fan as well, apparently. But not just that, he's like, he's been involved with, production of wrestling companies for a while.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Tony's meant to be involved in production because you can't just be a promoter or booker.
Yeah, but we got to remember, he's only been doing this 3 years. He's had 3 years experience, that's it.
Yeah, but
he's not been around it his whole life. He's just been a fan, hasn't he?
But Jamie, don't forget, you went to uni for 3 years to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So by in terms of education-wise, 3 years is long enough in terms like educate yourself on it realistically, especially
Yeah,
if you're
it
doing
is,
it.
but I'm just saying
You know
in
what I mean?
terms of like if you compare Tony Khan to Jim Cornette or Jim Ross or anything
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
they've got like
years
way
of
more experience. What I'm
experience.
saying is like he's had 3 years. Is that not the moment where we go, all right, he's not inexperienced, he's now experienced. He's just poorly. He's just poor at it. Like he hasn't got better.
I think we're at that point now, yeah, where it's like
That's the point I'm getting. Like once you like different for you because you went to
people are
uni.
still bringing up the fucking media scrum from last year as the reason why the booking's still not good. It's like it was 7 months ago. How the fuck can you still blame someone happened
And it was
7
about,
months ago?
and not only that, like how does that? Excuse me. How does like how do I explain this? Right. So how does Punk and the Elite affect everything else?
Exactly.
Like why? Punk, I can understand being a major linchpin in your organization, but the Elite, like the Young Bucks, like they fuck off and disappear all the time.
Not just that, it was 7 months. That gives you enough time to rewrite shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
You know
what I'm
I mean?
saying, like before that, the start of it, they fucked off and weren't there. They would here, they would there. Like they were never like a constant thing that you were always having. You always have to fuck around them. Like
True,
Punk, I
yeah.
can understand, but like that's just one section. You know what I mean? That's your Punk's your main eventer. You know what I mean? That's like that's like one section of a story you're trying to do. Like how does that have such a maybe it does, and I'm not seeing it.
For the first month or two, it would have, but not 7 months
Yeah, but I'm
later.
not gonna affect him in terms of, like all his booking. Like, does he just go right, scratch everything? I've got to start from new for everything.
Remember
Like,
a few weeks ago, what was the interview? I just flipped the columns. I just flipped them, and it just made the booking so much easier.
what the fuck was he even talking about?
Welcome to the stream, George. How are you? How's it going?
Like, I still don't understand what that was referred to. I just flipped the column. But what do you mean flip the columns?
I don't know what it was. If it was a name, like a bunch of people's names, or matches, or results, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
I work in data. I work with spreadsheets and columns. I'm like, you can flip them. Like, all
It's
it
still
does
the
is
same information. Isn't it?
still the same information in a different way. Like, how do you? Like, did he flip the information in a different way? Like,
Unless he just means it was easier for him to read once he flipped it. But then it's like, well, why are you saying that in an interview? Like, you just made text easier to read. That doesn't mean anything, does it?
Yeah, but how does that like make it? Like, I can understand making text easy to read, but then how does that suddenly change?
Exactly. How does it
Your
change?
booking?
It don't change anything.
Like, could he not read the names? So, like, he was booking bad matches because he was like, "Oh, them and them," and he didn't know who they were. And then suddenly you have fucking Jay Canal going up against Billy Gunn, and he's like, "Oh, I think I need to get glasses on. Maybe I need to flip the color. Oh, I can read these names. No wonder that was bad." Like
Welcome
how?
to the stream, Austin. How's it going?
I don't understand how that happened. Like,
I don't.
I really want to speak to Tony Khan more and more. Like,
I should have put this image up before, but we're still talking about him. So the
Sorry,
snowman himself.
I really want to have a full-on conversation. I want an hour. I want 2 solid hours of just a full-on conversation with him. But he's not looking left and right, needing to go fucking piss.
Yo, Gustavo, welcome to the stream. Have you mentioned your predictions for Riho versus Storm? I think Riho winning today with interference. Yeah, we think Toni Storm's going to win. I feel like the match is definitely going to end in interference in it, but, it's just going to set up the pay-per-view, really, innit? Which, and like we said before, we wish it. Oh, yeah, Dylan's Balls Capsule Corp from Dragon Ball Z.
Gonna rep.
We wish it was Hater versus Ruby Soho, 1-on-1. Like, why does Saraya have to be
Such
inside
a better
the match?
Such a better match.
But yeah, let's talk about this main event because we haven't talked about it yet. We got the ladder match, which is supposed to be on the pay-per-view, but it's tonight because, the pay-per-view is going to be like...
Do you know what? I don't know if this is a blessing or just an early curse.
I forgot the winner of this wins the TNT title. That's what they get a shot at, and it's not the world title, it's TNT, innit? The Sonic Ring. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's the Sonic Ring, yeah.
I don't know whether, like, it's specifically the Sonic Ring. I mean, specifically the TNT title, or is it just everyone's been going after it, so that thing, like, this is pointless.
Well, if it was for the world, it makes everyone else look stupid then, doesn't it? It was like, oh, you could have used this for a world title, but instead you just used TNT.
Well, yeah, well, not necessarily. Like, if you could like if they would have thought ahead like this, you could be like, well, I'm not going to challenge Moxley because he's a monster. I'm going to go after the easy target, like Darby Allin. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
they did that with Austin Theory and Money in the Bank, where it's like, I'm not
Yeah.
cashing in on Roman because he's never here, so US
yeah,
title
like
instead.
that must have been where I figured this out because that's a smart thing to do.
True. But in this case, the champion's there all the time, so I don't,
Yeah, but like I mean, like it's a smart thing to do in terms of like, oh, the character's meant to be smart, so when he's gonna have his opportunity to get it, he's gonna do it right or stuff like that. But like it's also like builds it. He's like, oh, okay, then you can go for any title. So could a women suddenly run in and grab it? Like, is it necessarily like, oh, you can't win it because you're not in the match? Because like we've had people go up and win briefcases, not even be in the match, if I remember correctly.
Well, inside this match, we got Konosuke, Ortiz. Who the fuck is that? Who's that? Have you got the stream up?
Yeah.
Who's the third guy inside the mask?
I'm looking at the guy next to fucking
the guy in between
Kingston.
Ortiz and...
Yeah, I know. I just looked at who you're referring to. But...
I don't know. We got a guy inside a mask, Action Andrade, Sammy Guevara. Hobbs is back. Look at that. Eddie Kingston's back.
Hobbs.
And
this
AR
is the guy
Fox as well.
Oh, is that AR Fox?
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
Fucking couldn't recognize him.
Well, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 people inside the match. 8-man ladder match.
On only 3 I like.
Ortiz, Kingston, and...
I still like Sammy. Sorry, like I still think. I
still as well. Yeah,
I still think it's not him. It's the fans and Jericho causing issues with.
Yeah, if he was away from Jericho, I'd like him even more. Yeah, 100%.
Then again, I think Takahashi is. I think he's got potential.
Oh yeah, he's a great wrestler. He just needs a character. But then again, it's AEW, so I guess you don't. As long as you're a good wrestler, that's all that matters there, isn't it? As long as you put on good matches.
To be fair, he's also from New Japan, isn't he? So
yeah,
not many of them have like a character.
Yeah, and plus you look at this, like most of the people don't like Action Andrade. What's his character? I don't fucking know.
He's Action Man.
But in terms of winners, I'd say Hobbs or Kingston or Konosuke. I'd say them 3 really.
I still can't believe what they've done. I don't care for Hobbs.
Well, exactly. There's no reason to, is there? He's barely on TV.
Just the whole thing like, oh, we did a few videos and then suddenly they stopped. And it's like, Tony, what are you going to do with him? Oh, well, we're waiting because we're going to be in his hometown at this moment, so we're going to do something with him then.
For that 1 week.
No, Tony, no. You build a character up, you do stuff, and then when they're in their hometown, you do something big. When they're already big, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why Punk won the title at Chicago for Money in the Bank. Or was it at Money in the Bank?
Yeah, against Cena. Yeah,
against Cena in Chicago. Like it wasn't like suddenly like at Chicago. Oh, we're gonna do something for Punk because he's a Chicago guy to win the belt. No, because they built it up and then they're like, well, we're gonna have to pay per view there because it's gonna be the biggest pop we're gonna get such people are gonna come.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and this is last minute. Like, who's buying tickets? Well, maybe that's why he's done it because last minute people start buying tickets. Like, oh, Hobbs, he's a hometown hero. Let's go and see him.
Probably,
like,
but still,
it's just stupid, nonetheless.
But I'm
you
glad
could have got more people showing up if you build him up. If you build people up and then suddenly think, oh, he's coming to my town. I want to go and see him.
That's just the booking with all this company, innit? Like, Eddie Kingston, a massive fan of. I ain't seen him in months. I know he's been on Rampage. I ain't gonna fucking watch Rampage, though, am I?
Who watches Rampage?
No one does. Look at the ratings.
Who watches Rampage?
But yeah, like I was saying, I'm glad it's on tonight because if it was on the pay-per-view, this is going to be at least 20 minutes. So that pay-per-view would be even longer if this was on it.
There's not many matches on this pay-per-view, I don't think. I remember there not being many.
I'll get them up now. We'll go through them. I've already got
them saved. Do you want to go through Dynamite first? Oh, we're already through it.
Oh, we're through it. Yeah, that's all the matches.
Oh, we're through it. Fucking hell.
Yeah. We're going to talk about last week's show, but.
Oh yeah, well let's do Rampage. Let's do Revolution and let's see what that's saying.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches right now. They might announce more. Who knows? But
I don't think they'll announce more. I think that'll be it.
So
7.
Bryan versus MJF 1 hour Ironman match. We already know how long that's.
That's an hour. So we've already got an hour gone.
Moxley versus Hangman Texas Death Match. They're not in Texas, by the way, but it's a Texas Death Match for some reason.
What makes it Texas? Like cowboy hats and racism?
I don't know, maybe. But that's going to be at least half an hour there.
I was literally thinking that. So that's an hour and a half of like a pay-per-view already gone. This is what It's meant to be a 3-hour pay-per-view, and you've already lost half
4,
the
isn't it?
time.
Like,
It's gonna be
there's
4. Fuck
yeah.
off. No,
I
I'm not
think
watching
at
it.
least
I'm not
4,
watching it.
probably more.
I'm not watching it. No, you can't force me to watch that, Jamie.
No, not
You can't
live. I'm not watching it
You
live.
can't force me to
fuck
watch that on a Monday when I get home from work to watch 4 hours of fucking.
But that's what we'll go through this and we'll count how many matches we're actually going to watch. We've got the Elite versus House of Black for the trios
I'm
titles.
skipping that altogether.
Yeah, skipping that.
And I would actually like to see House of Black, but I do not care for the Elite.
Nope. We got another tag team. We got the Guns, the Acclaimed versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and whoever wins tonight. So that's another 20 minutes at least.
Yeah, I would watch that. I probably will watch that, but I'm not happy about watching it. Like, I'm watching it in protest. I want that to be on the books. I'm clear. I'm watching that on protest.
We got Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT channel. I'll watch that.
I'll watch that. Like, I won't be. I'm not happy about it. But I'm not in protest, but I will watch
it. Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, and Soraya triple threat.
Right.
I have interest in it. I don't want to see like if anything happens or whatever, but
because I could totally see both Ruby and please say there is actually drama behind them, because I really want those two to start sandbagging on Toni, because I want her out. Sorry, I hate to see that guy.
Match, though.
No, actually drop a sandbag on her.
Oh, right, okay. And then we got Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho. I don't care about that match. Really don't care.
I love Ricky Starks, and I hope he really, 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 really does well in WWE when he eventually goes there.
Oh yeah, 100% he's going WWE. And I don't blame him. Because Jericho's going to want his win back here. There's no way Ricky Starks is beating him twice in a row. It's not happening. Jericho's going to win by some bullshit thing, and they're going to extend the feud. That's what's going to happen.
Because, my stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Well, what stories don't have a beginning, middle, and end?
Exactly.
Their stories, or were you just impatient? Maybe your story's shit and I'm not interested in it. Maybe it's not for me.
Maybe take some criticism, Jericho. Maybe,
Jericho, maybe it's not for me and it's bad. Maybe take that on board.
It's not
maybe
just you, though, Dylan. Apparently, he's not a demo god anymore, is he? Because he's not the #1 rated fucking guy in the company now. The ratings go down when Jericho is on now, so he's not a demo god anymore.
Yeah, but so did they when the Young Bucks go, so, he's always going to fuck that on them, isn't it? Because that feud's
true.
I can't wait. I think that'll be the only time I get behind Jericho. Or mutual destruction. Let them destroy each other. It's like that scene in Godzilla, that the new Godzilla, not the new one, but like the newish one that came out like 2 years ago, where he goes, "Let them fight." It'd be like that. It'd be like me and you there, just go, "Let them fight." Holding Toni back, holding Toni calm back. Oh no, let them kill each other. Like, no, I've got to save them.
We all win.
We all gotta win. We're all gonna be best friends wrestling. Best friends wrestling.
Last week started with, I know this is your favourite match last week, Dylan, what it started with. Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta. Tell us about the match, because I didn't watch it.
I don't remember it. Oh, you made me remember.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I feel like Frank in the episode when he sees the psychologist. You made me remember. You broke me.
Oh my god.
I don't remember fucking... didn't fucking... Oh, yeah, Cassaroli came out and started slapping him for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing I remember, because I'm like, why? I'm like, you're not William Regal.
No,
like,
definitely
I get
not.
what they're trying to be. It's like, we're tough, man. We'll slap each other and say, wake up. You know what I mean? Like, we don't hug each other. We it's tough love kind of thing or whatever. Like, it's boring. The only interesting thing about you, Cassaroli, is your fucking entrance music.
Oh yeah, his entrance music is pretty good. Forgot about that.
It is quite catchy.
The Ricky Starks segment, and he came out for an open contract for the pay-per-view, which I don't get. And then Jericho comes out.
I was enjoying this promo because I'm like, Ricky Starks is really sort of building an idea behind like tricking Jericho. But Jericho sells it so piss poorly.
Yeah, but tricking why? He's already beat him. He beat him at the first match. What?
But that's because Jericho's so piss poor at trick beat. Like, it's so obvious, and Jericho's playing it as if, it's so obvious, I'm going to do it anyway. You know what I mean? Jericho sells it so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, this segment, this build-up should have been 3-week build-up in terms of, like, Ricky Starks trying to find an opponent at Revolution, and then, like, doing it around Jericho as a way to entice him, and then Jericho going, you know what, I'll do it, no one else is going to beat, you know what I mean? Like, have Jericho, like, fight the guys that, come out say, "Oh, I'll fight Ricky Starks at Figure."
Yeah, like they did
You know
it
what I
with
mean?
Peter Avalon or whatever. He came out, didn't he? And Jericho just
Yeah,
knocked him out.
I mean, like ugh, it's Jericho effect,
I know, it's the
not the
Jericho
Judas
effect.
effect. The Jericho effect, and it's fucking poisonous to wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I
He
I
also
hope
said in that interview, he said he has no intention of going back to WWE. He prefers it
but,
how AEW do things, he said. It's like, oh yeah,
well, yeah, because you
obviously,
get
because
full
Vince
reign
isn't there now,
control.
is there?
Vince isn't in creative control. Because
But still.
I don't know why Triple H would book Omos versus Brock Lesnar, but I guess that's the thing.
I think that's Brock's doing. Brock wants an easy match and a quick match at Mania, so, 3-minute match, boom, he's done.
Bobby fucking Lashley. Fuck you, Brock.
Yeah, but he's facing Bray Wyatt, which Dylan, I've finally turned Bray Wyatt. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I really don't.
Wait, Bobby Lashley's fighting Bray Wyatt now?
Yep, for WrestleMania. Yeah.
Can I walk off set? Because that's why. Did they build it up? Is it like really interesting? Just like
No, it's just Bray Wyatt saying I want the winner of Brock versus Bobby, and now he's doing these messages where it's like, can you keep a secret? And it's like, okay. Well,
oh, and you know Nathan's not turned on him. You know Nathan's going to be a diehard fan until he dies. Until Nathan dies, he's going to be stepping like, Bray Wyatt was cool. Fuck you.
it was all Vince's fault, even though Vince is gone and it's still shit. But it's all Vince's fault.
I've told you from the beginning, it's not a good gimmick.
No, it doesn't translate to wrestling. That's the problem. Like if he was doing a horror film, it'd be great. But
Yeah, and that's what really pissed me off because they did the whole like Undertaker passing the torch from like Undertaker was a spooky character. He wasn't a horror character. He wasn't, like they did
he started
horror,
off sort of like at the beginning,
they
but he
did
sort
horror
of
like
phased out.
elements, not
Yeah.
horror. They did like cultish sort of like elements and stuff like that, but never like on the level of Bray Wyatt. Like there's a dispense disbelief when it comes to wrestling, and he's pushed it to my point. I'm like, well, that's just not real. That's just not a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why?
Sure. My problem is the stories are going nowhere. It's just him talking. That's it.
Because you talk too much.
That's all it is. And I'm sure in his mind, he's got all this like logic and shit, but it don't come across on screen. No one has any idea what the fuck he's like. He came in like, the what the fuck was it? The black rabbit stuff. That was good. Or the white rabbit. That was it, wasn't it? That was a good way to come in. And then after that, it was just, how long was it until he wrestled? It was like 4 months of just talking, wasn't it? Until they had that match, and then that match was complete shit. But
yeah. And but what really got me is this idea of he's like, I'm not gonna like his whole premise of like his first promo, and I thought it was a really good setup. Is like, I'm not the Fiend. I wanna be me. I wanna wrestle like me. I'm like, okay, that's different. You know what? He's not the cult leader, or or the Wyatt family.
he's just him.
It's just him. All right, let's see how that rolls. And then later on the line, you could have himself fighting the idea of him becoming the Fiend again. But they jumped straight into doing that. So it's like, well, we don't. Where's the connection? Where's my response to be like, oh, I don't want him to be like that. Oh, yeah, he needs to be that. There is no that. Like, yeah, sure, people miss the Fiend. But they really missed Bray Wyatt. The guy more than they did the actual quote unquote gimmick of the Fiend. That's my real issue. You know what I mean? Like, he's not for me, but like when I see something so blatantly bad for like him and just like a terrible story design, that pisses me off even more. I'm like, you just had a better idea. It wasn't for me, but it was just a better idea. You didn't go with.
True. But yeah, back to last week's show. The Acclaim beat Big Bill and Lee. Whatever. It don't matter. It don't really matter. Christian promo. I wrote Jungle Bot attacked. Jungle Boy attacked him. And of course he bladed.
It's Jack Perry now. He's no longer a boy.
Oh yeah, but of course they bladed because
you can't call him a kid either because the meds aren't working.
Oh, like that. Do you think they just give fucking blades out? They give blades out backstage before they go out. It's like, here you go. You're gonna need this tonight.
No, they just go to Uncle John.
Oh yeah, let's go to John. Yeah, John, can you make me a blade, please? We had Saraya.
John's just like squeezing him out like he creates.
Saraya beats.
Maybe this is a magic trick because they're all young and stupid. He's like, look at this boy, look at this. Whooplee!
The best part of the show is probably this one at the Bryan and MJF promo, back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, right. I thought we could speak about that because I do have thoughts on that.
MJF coming out saying that, you know, the girl he loved left him and all that, and Bryan cares more about, what is it, his kids than... No, he cares more about
It's
wrestling
more
than
about
his kids.
wrestling because
Yeah.
he's gonna willing to kill himself and not play with his kids. It feels like it's out of nowhere. I guess I think it's because I thought like the original premise for this feud in terms of like motivation for why MJF's allowing the match to go through, actually accepting the challenge. You know, for Bryan, it's because he wants to get revenge. He wants to be champ. He wants to, prove to be the better wrestler. Where the motivation for MJF was meant to be, I am the better wrestler. I am the champ. I'm the truth. I outplayed you. I outplayed you. Your dopey, quote unquote mentor. Like
Yeah.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm evil incarnate if that's what I need to be to stay champ. And then suddenly he comes out and goes, I'm doing this because you have everything I don't. It seems like it's more like MJF was working through some actual emotional stuff on stage, but it's also come out of left field. I feel like he's come out of left field, but he's doing it because he wants to work through something emotionally, and this is how
Yeah,
he's
but
doing it.
this is my problem. I'm not turning on it. I'm not being like these fans or MJF's the same shit all the time, but it feels like constantly
And that
now
was
he's had these
different.
promos. Yeah, but he's always bringing up backstories now. It's like, focus on now, focus on the future. Why have you always got to talk about what happened in high school or shit like that? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's because of the criticism we give the other wrestlers. Wardlow, for example, like when he suddenly starts coming up with backstory, it's like, well, where was this before? At least with MJF, there is backstory. It's too much. It's constant.
Yeah, but I feel
But,
he done it best
but
in that Punk feud when he was talking about being bullied and all that stuff, and
yeah, but like
that was the best part.
I think that's because it's the chord that's hit with the fans in the arena. They seem to like that. They seem to, but I think it's just his way of telling the story at the moment. It's like his niche because I think he gets some good material out of that whole like crashing the car thing. That was pretty fucking
Oh, yeah, and
solid.
it pissed people off. Oh, MJF admitted to a crime, the girl was dead, and all this shit.
He said she was breathing, and it's fucking wrestling. But yeah, never mind that.
Well, the bad part about this, though, didn't Bryan go, oh, don't mention my kids, and then MJF just stands there and just keeps talking about his kids, and Bryan just doesn't do anything until he gets inside the ring. It's like, but you warned him not to mention your kids, and then you just stood there while he...
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
I'm assuming like him saying that's a warning or two is code for it's okay, continue. Because I remember reading Moxley's book, and he's like when he was feuding with Mick Foley, like when Mick Foley tweeted, "Oh, don't mention my family." In Moxley's mind, it's like, "Oh, that's code for yeah, keep going. This is good stuff." You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then that ended up turning bad, didn't it? Because Foley was
Yeah,
trying
because
to
he didn't.
text him and he wasn't...
Yeah, because but that was because he had a shitty phone. And he was in the UK, and he was doing internet stuff that he didn't do. But like, I think there is a culture in wrestling or group, I don't know if that's the right word, where like when someone says don't, it means yes. But they say don't in the ring so that the crowd it sells to the crowd.
Yeah, but it's just the image of Bryan, like, warning him not to do it. He
Yeah,
does
but I
it,
think
and
that
he doesn't do anything.
yeah, but I think that was like also like a mark of like, all right, now start coming into the ring so that we can fight. Because I'm not if I run out and you don't run away, it's gonna be stupid unless you actually decide to run up and meet me in the ring.
No, yeah, I get that point. I do get that point. But
It's
still,
bad.
it looks
It
weird of
was
Bryan just standing there while he's,
no, I don't. In terms of like the reaction between these two, this has been their weakest. And it's like the second show towards the pay per view. It's like
and I've
this
got
isn't.
one more show to do, and this is the problem with having pay per views every 3 months. You start the feud, and it's like you run out of material before you get to the pay per view. Now it's like, well, what are you going to do tonight? You've already seen him be busted open. He insulted his kids, like attacked William Regal. Like, what else can you do? You know what I mean?
Have a 60-minute Iron Man match for whatever reason.
But yeah, that was the best part of the show, even though it wasn't the best MJF promo. But still.
Oh no, can we talk about MJF on Twitter as well?
Why? What?
When he got compared to Alberto Del Rio.
Oh right, yeah. Okay,
Oh please, can we talk about that? Because the responses were really funny.
What? Just him saying like he's not racist and
Yeah, he's not racist. And then one woman said, "Oh, be careful, Max. I might stop booing you." And then he quipped, "And then maybe you should start blowing me." And then Max Caster said it
yeah.
of some guy rushing, go, "Move, woman!" Oh my god, Jamie, I'm fucking tears in the office. I'm like, oh my god, Matt. Oh, you're my favorite. This is Max,
Now's his chance, isn't it?
both
Because he's
Maxes,
single again.
true. Both Maxes cast around MJF. They're like some like I think they're like my favorite things. They're my favorite things to see on Twitter. When they tweet something, I'm all eyeballs on it.
They had the tag team battle royale, which Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal won. Which, you know, whatever.
That was such a shit show of Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, it always is though, isn't it? They always start off inside the
It's
ring.
a tag team match. It's a tag team match. Tag team Battle Royale didn't make any sense. Should have been one contender, and then the other one that didn't compete. Because then
you can't even look. You don't even know what's going on. It's just people everywhere. You're like, the fuck.
Like the best spot was it Trent on Orange Cassidy's shoulders?
Yeah.
Which is like Trent's not a light dude. He looks, I don't think I'm surprised how like easy it was for Cassidy to hold him. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was someone big. At least they don't try to go down the route when it comes to fucking Kobe, where they try to do something, clever with him all the time.
Oh yeah, someone trying to avoid elimination.
But anyway, I can see them doing it with the best friends because they're the comedy group.
But this is the big part of the show, and Tony Khan's major announcement. He appears on screen for 10 seconds.
Can we just have Adam Cole come in and talk about this?
Yeah, brings in Adam Cole to announce it instead. But before the show went live, it leaked that they're doing Forbidden Door 2. Because it leaked on the pay-per-view, you buy it and shit. So people thought that was going to be the announcement. But no, the announcement is reality TV show with Adam Cole and Britt Baker. Because everyone was asking for that, wasn't they?
I don't think it's meant to be just them two. I think it's just because...
No, but them two are like the main,
Yeah, no, I think it's because I think it was filmed when Adam Cole was injured. So they were like, well, you're like the free guy that we can do a lot of filming with. Let's do it about you. And you have an emotional story in terms of you trying to
yeah. Eddie Kingston apparently is going to be on it as well. Which
I'd watch clips.
But it's just that point. It's like you build up a major announcement, and it's a reality TV show, and it's like, what? When
you're trying to be WWE, and you're like a decade and a half behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like WWE weren't doing reality shows. Well, they were doing other quote unquote shows live, but not reality.
And also, it's going to air straight after Dynamite on Wednesdays. So technically, that's 3 hours of AEW on Wednesday.
I think they're going to lose a lot of views because
100%.
A lot of views, like it picks up towards the end a little bit by a few thousand, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, usually the main event's the lowest rated segment, really. Which is
might
surprising.
Be wrong, I was just thinking because people might be tuning for the show continuing on. The show that's going to be on next.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, like you haven't got anyone to be the Miz to do your quote unquote Miz and Mrs. your AEW
and he already tried this with Cody, remember? Roads to the Top. They did it with Cody when he was there.
Yeah, I think that was Cody's own thing. Not necessarily AEW.
Yeah, probably, but it was still. I remember because they blurred out Young Buck's picture, didn't they, backstage when they were they didn't show the face, which caused some questions between the Elite and Cody.
I still don't think they're friends because I just think
I think it's just Cody being not trying to cause
politically nice
and
and all that backstage. And I think it's the Young Bucks going, oh well, everyone seems like this guy. Let's just say with. Do the thing. You know what I mean?
Well, they don't want to burn the bridge, did he? In case they ever do go. I mean,
the bridge is already burnt, motherfuckers.
I mean, with WWE, though, and it's like if Cody's there and they're still.
They're never gonna have them. They're never gonna.
No, they're not. I don't. Kenny Omega maybe, which was the big news last week. Kenny Omega apparently is going when his contract's up, which I don't believe.
Yeah, to New Japan.
No, apparently it's the WWE.
Oh, oh my god! I'm so interested because I want to see fight Seth. That's my major.
Yeah, Seth and AJ. They're the two matches I want to see. And I don't know what's seen versus Roman.
Maybe Theory. Theory seems to be building up there. Miz as well. I think Miz would be a good one.
The Miz will probably be his first feud because they rely on Miz to help establish someone, don't they, and shit.
Yeah, I'm actually interested. But no, I don't think it is WWE. I definitely think it's New Japan because why else would you go to New Japan? For their what was their pay-per-view a few weeks ago? A month ago. So.
I forgot what the name of it.
That shit one that we watched, Wrestle Kingdom. Why would he then become their champion? Beat Will Ospreay, who was their biggest star, who I think is one of the biggest in terms of not being in one of the big two pay-per-view. Big, I use the big two loosely by adding AEW in this. Like, two
Yeah, I
big two
think
promotions.
Will Ospreay will sign with one of them when his contract's up with New Japan. He's not going to re-sign with New Japan, I don't think.
No, not after that shit show,
No.
Wrestle Kingdom. Because the way Nathan sold it, like, well, Wrestle Kingdom's there, like WrestleMania, for him to be treated like that, that's free. So either that was Will doing the job, like, I'm not re-signing with you boys. Let's start, winding me down or whatever. Let me start putting people over. And they went, right, Kenny's going to be our champ because we love Kenny.
Jay White's another one. He's done with New Japan now in there, so people saying he might be on WWE.
Right. I can see Jay White actually going to AEW and Will Ospreay going to WWE.
Yeah, I could see that as well. But Young Bucks, no way. I do
'Cause
not
again,
see them in WWE.
It's Seth, and I just think Seth, like, you'll always have not necessarily a good feud with Seth, but I think it's a very interesting feud with Seth.
True. Seth's one of those guys you can put him in a ring with anyone, really, can't you? You know.
Oh, 100%. And you could put him in with a paper bag and he'd give you fucking gold.
But yeah, the main event last week, Moxley versus Evil Uno. A lot of people's thoughts about this one, and
that blood while wearing a mask.
Yeah, and then the blood after the match as well. Hangman comes out and attacks him, and he bleeds for the last 30 seconds of the show. It's like, why? It was 30 seconds. Why did you have to bleed, Moxley? Why?
Oh, because
why?
it proves how tough. Because Evil didn't make him bleed. Didn't cut him or make him bleed. But Hangman did. It shows how tough shows how much of a stronger, better wrestler Hangman is. He's on that quote unquote same level as Mox.
Say you're a massive fan of Moxley and Hangman. You really want to see this match at the pay-per-view. Why would you want to see it now when every week they're just bleeding and it's like, well, I get a death match every week. What's the point in paying for it?
I don't know. Maybe because in a death match you actually have weapons. In normal matches they just do what they like.
Yeah,
anyway.
they bleed in normal matches anyway. So
Jamie,
it's like,
I'm in your boat with you. I just don't have a paddle.
That's why the blood's just stupid when you do it all the time. I mean, you got people saying, well, you don't know this old wrestler used to bleed every week in Mexico. And it's like, well,
can we talk about that? Can we talk about get that up on your Twitter now? That was the stupidest thing ever. It's one of the reasons why I love having Nathan in our group. Because you sent that and you went, oh yeah, he's his old wrestler. It makes no sense why the guy brought him up. Like, just coming in.
It's just the AEW diehards being like, oh, well, you got to do your research to understand wrestling. Ooh, blood means something. It always has.
Yes, it does. But when it's constantly overused, like, it means something in the text. Like, it means, like, what it means is not what they're using it for, right?
There's this thing called a blood feud when they would build up to the blood, not just every week. It's just, for the sake of it, let's just bleed.
Why the fuck is Peter Griffin trending on Twitter?
I don't know. I ain't watched Family Guy in years.
That is a bizarre fucking thing.
See if there's any new news.
There it is.
Not seeing anything new.
Wait, did that guy delete his tweets? Because I can't see it.
I don't know. He might have.
Oh no, I see it. Also, what is would bleed every single time he went out to wrestle. By the time he retired, his forehead was scarred everywhere until his last match. People still feel the arena just to watch it. Blood will always mean something. Stop lying to yourself, Jamie. Stop lying to yourself.
Stop lying to yourself. Oh my god.
Oh, this is what got me. If you want to have a YouTube channel where you share your thoughts on wrestling, you should know someone as important as opinions, own personal. Like, he's not some.
I'm not reporting. I'm not a fucking journalist. I'm giving my thoughts. My thoughts. Your thoughts are opinions on the show.
I love your tweet. Don't listen to the snowman. The snowman fan. I'm still happy about that tweet there. Don't listen to the snowman fan. That is a deep cut. I think not many people will get. I'm quite proud of that. I'm sorry.
But yeah, tonight's show, to be honest,
Shit.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Could-
After this pay-per-view, they're going to have to do something major. Like, bring Punk back or something, because my interest is really going down.
I don't know what you like if you're gonna want to continue doing this after that. Like,
I'll give it a week or two after the pay-per-view, but if it's just the same shit again, where it's like,
we might have to start doing something else for the Wednesday because I'm not giving
yeah,
up.
maybe.
I'm not giving up fucking with my bro.
Yeah, we'll definitely do something else, but right now, like, it's just crazy. Like, a year ago,
Like, is it me and you? We just need a break from wrestling.
No, it's not just us. Go online. Like, even the fucking diehards are starting to admit.
I know, but like I used to go for this when I was watching Raw on WWE on the regular. Like, I got to a point where like I need like a few months away from like watching it. I need to like miss wrestling to get back into it. Maybe that might help us.
That's the sign of the product not being enjoyable, just in terms of
Yeah, but then that becomes an issue of like, then do I have to wait until I start seeing clips of like, oh, this is actually really wrestling for me to get back into it? Because then I won't like, or is it a matter of like how do I know when it's good again? Essentially,
you know when it's good again when you watch it, or like a match is announced, you're like, oh shit, I want to watch that match, or a story's going on, you're like, I want to see what happens next. There's no hook, no pun intended, right now,
there is one hook.
The show. Yeah, there's a hook where it's not doing its job.
Like, I think one of the main reasons I even watch it is not just because, like, mine is me and you hanging out and having a good time. It's because of the commentary between fucking Excalibur and Taz.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That and the acclaimed.
But what does that say? Like, one of the main highlights is the commentators. It's like saying I watch it for the referee.
Can we really talk? Because some people were talking about how they fucking watch it for the referees.
Yeah, but at least the commentators are talking and making you laugh. What the fuck's the ref doing?
One and a half. I'm waiting for that to be a thing a ref does.
What?
I'm surprised it counts. Punk's like you said. I think he's the only. Punk's the only thing in terms of like major, like $1 million, guy, million fans, whatever, pay-per-view sales, shit like that is what you can do. There are other people you could bring back that will bolster, will be game changers, but like some of them, like, you're not gonna get. Like, I'd say bringing back Cody at some point would be great, but like,
I think Cody's going back.
No. I'm just talking in terms of hypothetical.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I think like in terms of like Will Ospreay, I think will move a needle, but not move the needle. You know what I mean? Like, it will twitch.
Yeah, he'll move a needle with some people, but he's not as well known as like a Punk or something like that, is it?
No, but that's why I think he needs to go to WWE. That's where he will really pop off. I am saying it because Raw gets 1 million views every week.
Yeah.
Without fail, like minimum 1 million views. And if you want to pop a guy up, if he's like, right, if Tony Khan was a really good businessman, he would be best friends with Will Ospreay. And he'd be like, listen, get a 4-year contract with AEW, with WWE. Do 4 years there. You will build a massive name. I'm not even saying Tony Khan. Like, if Will Ospreay was a smart man, he'd go in there, build a name for 4 years, and then probably go to AEW where he can be a big fish in a small pond. And then he can be like, well, I'm going to build this up to be a big pond. I'm going to do what...
That's 4 years, though, isn't it? I'm talking like the next few months.
I'm just saying 4 years is like what I think it should take. Maybe he pops off in 2, maybe he pops off in 1, to the point.
But I just mean, like, right now, what can you do to improve? Like, say you were the booker right now, you had charge of all the wrestlers. What would you start? What would your storylines be?
Like CM Punk, bring him back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have him go
with the world title contention, or would
no,
you do something else?
No. I let MJF run that thing until 2024. I'd have MJF being the champion until his contract's up next year.
Yeah.
Okay, because fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, who have I got?
Do that whole what we've been talking about, Punk and MJF,
yeah,
and you're gonna leave and all. Yeah.
All right. So I'd have.
So there's your world title situation. What about tag team? What would you do with tag team?
FTR, Acclaimed, Gun Club. I would I would absolutely bolster the shit out of Top Flight. I would stop putting Lucha Brothers with Pac for a while. You know what I mean? Jesus, there's got to be
House of
someone else.
Black.
House of Black. I would
I'd
no
get Santana back if I could. Santana and Ortiz.
Santan, Ortiz, and Kingston. They'd be my tribbles. They'd be another tribble faction.
Yeah.
Butcher and Blade. I would find a third man with them, so they could be another trios instead
what
of a tag
about the
team.
women? Not TBS. Fuck CBS. No. Just the women's title.
I would like fucking Strickland on the back.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot
Chris,
about. Yeah, she should be back soon. Fucking hell, it's
Chris,
been a while. That
you've got a good. You could say there's a good feud between her and Ruby Soho.
yeah.
I bring back
Hater and Britt
Thunder
against each
Rosa.
other.
I bring her back in as best you can. Shida, who was meant to have a storyline and then suddenly doesn't.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? She just got pushed aside, man. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
Where is she?
have her.
That's a good point. She was there. Now she's just gone.
Yeah, Nyla Rose. I definitely have her in.
Yeah, Nyla Rose. And then TNT. What would you do with TNT?
I get rid of it.
Get rid of it. We need the mid card title, though.
I don't need the gimmick.
No. We'll just call it the TV title or something.
But you got the women's championship, but you don't have that many women wrestlers anyway. So why are you having a fight over two titles when one of them isn't even? One of them isn't even
TNT title.
I know. Sorry, I thought you meant the TBS.
No, not TBS. I agree. TBS is worthless. Yeah.
TBS. Sorry. No, you said TNT, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got Wardlow and that. Like I'd get Matt Briscoe involved as well. I think moving him from Ring of Honor. Wardlow's good. Darby's good. I'd bring Sammy back into that.
Sammy.
Ricky Starks as well, because you built that's a good way to build Ricky Starks to a top tier talent. I'd have that. I'd probably have maybe Max Caster involved at some point in the TNT, or maybe Anthony Bowens, depending.
I'd go with Bowens over Max, but
yeah. Same with with Dante Martin. I don't know his brother. I think Dante Martin would
Darius, I think. Yeah.
I think I'd also throw him in the mix. You know what I mean? To be like,
see, even those suggestions right there, that would make me interested inside the product even more. Because right now it seems like nothing's happening really, is it? You know what I mean?
And like if you look at how many wrestlers I'm using, like I'm using very few.
Yeah, true. And they've got way
I'm
more.
I'm not saying like you're building a product. You know what I mean? In terms of like non-championship feuds, like you've got a few there with people like Bryan Daniel, with
Sting. Even Jericho, you could use Jericho in the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still valuable if you
know what I
use
mean.
him
And
right.
let's not forget Daniel Garcia in 2.0. 2.0, I put in it as a
2.0.
tag team.
Yeah.
Or 2.0 with Garcia as a trios as well. And then you've got Garcia going in for the TNT title. I put one of the other mid-tier like tag teams, one of them going for the All Atlantic champion as well.
I'd just get rid of that, me. All Atlantic.
Yeah, but also I like that as like, cause that's the low tier. That's the United States championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. I look at it more like the 24/7 championship, to be honest.
Oh no, it's not as bad as that.
I think it is. Like literally, there've been two champions. Pac and Orange. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but weren't they multiple the 24/7 ones? Like that was the whole game.
Yeah, but at least it had a story going with this. Like, what even is the
title?
title?
Yeah, fucking catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up there. And if not,
I was doing really well with that book. Usually, you're all fucking up my ass and telling me how shit I am. Hey, you were actually quite invested.
That was 5 minutes of thinking, and look what you came up with. Like,
yeah, I'm a good fucking booker, man. Give me Booker of the Year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, look, that was 5
minutes. Booker of the Year, 2022.
This is Tony's job, and he's so bad at it.
Shut up. 2022, Dylan, Booker of the Year. Everyone vote.
2022, and the Observer votes. Jesus Christ.
Wait, does it mean anything? It's literally an opinion piece. It's like no awards mean anything anymore. Like once you realize it's all people voting and picking their favorites, it's like, well, they don't mean anything. Like there's no. Like, unless you go statistics.
Yeah, not just that. AEW retweeted it, didn't they? Like the Briscoes won. But they didn't mention about FTR. They won the best match of the year or whatever, but FTR was part of the match on your roster.
Wasn't it against the Briscoes as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they didn't mention anything about FTR.
But yeah, no, I definitely think they should. Just because you bring it up, Matt Briscoe should definitely be moved to a TNT title
Yeah,
area
100%.
of challenging for that. You know what I mean? Not just because it's like his brother's died and he's got to go singles. He is a really good wrestler. Like
True. And he's over the
I'm
crowd
not
up
I'm
as
not a
well.
massive fan of his promo work because I can't understand him. But that's just a small nitpick. Realistically, you can get a mouthpiece for him any day. But you have to be a good mouthpiece.
Well, yeah, we'll end it there. Make sure you like and subscribe if you know. Check out the social links down below. Until next week, peace out in a bit.